So, do you guys have the NBN?
No.
Yes.
Oh, at
my
work.
goodness.
At work.
We're tuning into our tech section.
It's so
Technology.
bad.
Technology.
Wow.
Technology. Tech. Now. So you said you did have the NBN?
Yes.
You?
At work.
You?
I did at my old house, don't know my current house.
Why not?
Because it's not there yet.
What have you got at your current house?
Cable.
Better?
Telstra cable.
Stay.
Much better.
Yeah.
Stay
Telstra
with cable.
Cable is the best.
Guard that cable with your life.
I've had both.
Yes.
It's better.
I don't know why we went NBN from cable.
What's been your experience with it, Jono?
Terrible. It always cuts out. When
Yeah.
it's working, it's about as good as the cable was. But then most of the time, it's just like, oh, I need to turn my phone off Wi-Fi so that I can connect to the internet.
You gotta turn it
And
off
when you're
on.
turning the Wi-Fi off on your phone so that you can connect to the internet, and you know my house, like the area is not that good for reception with like cell phone reception, and it's like it's better than the NBN.
Yeah, and
I don't get why it cuts out.
it's always
like
at
that.
the most random times too. Like
Yeah, no,
it'll-
there's no.
It'll always be
pattern
like
to it.
12:48, like at night. And like,
I never used to get lag with Netflix on the
Yeah.
old cable. Like I'd never seen it like struggle. Like after the first couple of seconds when it's a little bit like standard def and then goes up to high def, it would never cut out.
yeah,
And Netflix now is just like, it stopped. Why is it loading again? I'm like mid-show.
there's definitely
What's
a breaking
going on?
point of like amount of devices just seems to break it down completely. It's like when all of us are at home here, Netflix, like there's like a 10-second of just buffering at the beginning or just randomly that comes up.
Yeah.
Like it never just flows. It's always like
There's not that many users at my house though. There's like 2 people using it.
yeah, that's weird. It's been hit and miss, but then there'll be a couple of days where it's just constantly cutting out, and then it'll be fine for 2 weeks. And it'll be constantly cutting out.
Is this teething problems or is this the ability of the network that they've designed?
I hope it's like because I was a new connection or something, but
I doubt it.
Why are we talking about this week?
we're talking
Wasn't
about
it always
this
bad?
because the NBN, right? You get angry by it. You want to charge criminal charges to it, right? You put out a Facebook post that says, "How are we not as a country charging these people?" And turns out, good guy Telstra already was. When I started this topic, I actually thought, do you want to find a visual? Because
I was watching the movie.
I'm talking.
I'm on it.
When I started this topic, I'm like, yeah, Telstra sucks. They're refunding everyone because they're terrible. But Telstra was the one who actually went to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission and said,
The ACCT?
ACCC.
all right. You said that like I didn't know that. I just wanted
Did
to
you?
give. I want to give people the facts, Ev.
Okay, sorry.
And they're like, we can't give these speeds. Like all the promises just haven't lived up to it. Anything. Which the main promise that has been failed is 100 megabytes download speed and 40 megabytes upload speed. So the ACCC had a huge investigation, right? Figured it all out, got all the facts. Because I don't know about you guys, but I go that way.
I thought it was on the other side.
I changed it. That's my fault.
Where's it going?
Okay, so the ACCC, their like conclusion and kind of like their end thing was, you cannot achieve this speed in a real life situation.
It's impossible.
Right.
Yeah,
So no one is getting those speeds at
That's
all.
not scientific investigation. That's like just use case investigation, right? They're the consumer watchdog, so they would have just been checking people's internet, right?
yeah,
Speed.
which would be the best way to do it.
Yeah, I guess, but like it makes it sound like it will never get better. Whereas like
I
I
don't
thought
It
the
doesn't
idea
seem like
was
it will.
the technology should be better than this. I don't know why it's so crap.
That's what everybody's wondering. And you know who's blaming who?
Who's blaming who?
Who's the current guy in charge?
Kevin
Turnbull.
Rudd.
Turnbull, right? He's like, this was K-Rudd's thing.
Yeah.
It was the K-Rudd. He did it. And, and then K-Rudd's on the AMA flipping out going, nah, I had a sick plan, but the Abbott guys completely changed the way my plan was going to work.
Stuffed it.
So it's just kind of a circle of just people blaming each other. And But who's really to blame? Honestly, the Abbott thing sounds kind of right because they were the people who said there isn't a need for the NBN, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to do it in the first place.
So
And were they the ones that changed it from like the node to the house or the?
They changed it to the node from the house.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was meant to be fiber to the premises,
That's
but
it.
now it's fiber to the node.
Ooh.
Which makes it even slower, right?
It also makes it like really hard to scale it up in the future. Whereas if they'd just bitten the bullet and done the infrastructure
Yeah.
now to people's houses, then in the future, when it inevitably is too slow to just use copper, also all the copper wiring is really old and needs to be replaced anyway. It would have already been done, and we would have been getting the benefit from it.
So guess how many people this affects? I mean, how many people are
20 million people.
eligible for a
Everyone
refund?
in Australia.
10 billion.
42,000 customers
Really?
couldn't reach the top speed, and 56% couldn't reach the top speed of the lower plan. So the lower plan is like the
25 megs.
25
Okay.
down, 4, 5 up.
Well, that's what you've got, right?
Yeah.
So you're not expecting 100, but you expect 25 and you don't want it to drop out.
Yeah, which when it does work, my problem with the NBN hasn't been the speed; it's been the cutting out.
I'm the same. It's definitely the cutting out.
When it's working, great, no problems. I'm streaming to Facebook. Have been for about
The
an
guy
hour.
who installed it literally told me it would be better at peak usage times, and it's been 100% worse.
Yeah, that's just a lie.
Yeah, if you stay on the thing that you were on before, you'll get excellent speeds because
Yeah,
no one else will be
is on
using it.
Yeah, but apparently, like I was talking to Ev, and even the cable is getting worse.
Yeah, my cable's getting
So
way
she's
worse.
sticking
at
to
home.
cable.
Right.
So I guess the infrastructure is affecting it somehow.
I'd say so.
Shouldn't be, but
'Cause
unless
isn't
they
the NBN
Well,
intentionally
I
throttling it.
reckon my theory in this, because I'm with Optus,
Right.
is that they are somehow making it worse, so I have to switch to NBN.
Right.
Which they are like adapting old cables, right? So it could actually be affecting everyone's internet.
They should have replaced those. I don't know.
I don't know. But
don't
I used to
really
get
get it.
great cable, and now it's crap.
The NBN company seems to be blaming the telcos, saying they're not buying enough bandwidth.
Right.
I feel like everyone's blaming everyone here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, just spend more money. But
yeah.
that was
But
their first answer.
Isn't the news that we're getting, you can expect a refund?
Yeah.
If you're,
If you're Telstra.
Telstra was
And
giving
Optus?
refunds.
is
Was
jump,
Optus?
jumping in
I didn't
there
see
as
Oh,
well.
Optus
right.
unless that's a new development.
And also TPG.
So how can you get a refund
Right.
if you're not getting the speeds?
Yeah. If you're not receiving the advertised speed, you
Call
can
your
expect
provider.
a refund, apparently.
Hmm.
It's that simple.
Okay.
Which, surprising, like, it's actually pretty smart of Telstra to do this because obviously it's been a huge problem. So they're the ones who actually, like, because,
It's
like,
surprising.
one
that they've
person
done
suing Telstra or NBN, like, wouldn't have done anything, right?
this. Yeah.
But it's. Telstra should have been
It's-
smarter on the optics of this in that they should have said, you're right. Like, we've stuffed this up. Like, we're going to take this to the ACCC and
Totally.
get help for you.
That's what they did, right?
Yeah, but nobody knows that
Oh.
because no one's going to read the whole article like I did.
We'll bring you the real
Like,
story.
It took me like 2/3 of the story to realize, wait a minute, Telstra's actually the good guy here. Sort of.
Sort of. They're a company and they want to make money.
Yeah.
Because they don't own the NBN. The NBN company got
Yeah,
spun out
that's
of them.
right.
So, and then the NBN company paid Telstra heaps for the existing infrastructure to then
Is this
Get
like
rid
a
of it.
tax evasion situation?
no.
Is it
This
a
is
bit-
like everyone's paying a lot of money for getting not a lot of
Right.
stuff. They might be. I feel like there's too many. There's too much competition in this. There's too many different providers, and it's confusing.
What?
And no one
In the
knows
telco
what
space?
everyone's. There's like 100 different providers. There's 100 different
Oh,
retailers
actually,
of
that
NBN.
that
Like
is
Dodo.
true because when it got hooked up at work,
Hmm.
I literally still get letters saying, "Hey, the NBN is hooked up.
Yeah.
Why don't you go on this plan
Yeah.
or that plan?"
There's
and
actually-
I'm like,
there's
I
actually-
already went with Telstra.
There's actually over like up to 100 different
Yeah.
providers, retailers.
Yeah.
Which means that people have no idea what's going on. They're all advertising really badly. So.
Mm.
And they have to because there's so many players in the market that their margins are super thin. Of course, they're not going to be buying enough bandwidth. It's
Yeah.
too expensive.
Yeah.
And
So
It's also like, just from a consumer thing, like, don't go with one of the not big companies. Like, be smarter than that. Like, as if, why would you go with anything but TPG, Optus, Telstra, or like maybe Vodafone? It's cheaper.
iiNet?
Especially with how, yeah, iiNet as well is a good one.
Is Vodafone
Dodo?
offering
I would never go with
NBN
Dodo,
packages?
like, even if you paid me.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you're never gonna get like the thing is like, well, in my opinion, it's like if you want the best speeds out, you go with Telstra.
yeah, it costs more, but it's
costs
usually
more, but-
better.
But some people are like, okay, I don't care. Like, I'll pay a bit less, and maybe it'll cut out every now and then, whatever.
But
I
even with
used to
Telstra,
live
it
like
cuts
that.
out.
Yeah, there you go. So you may as well just pay less, and then it'll
They-
still just cut out.
Well, they all have a plan for that. That's the 12.5 gig megabit per second plan. Is basically for people who don't care, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they all have a cheap option. I think because they're all buying from the same person, so it's like how different can the like product be
Mm.
at the end? If you're paying less, then yeah, you're right, you're getting less. But they all have like different price points.
But Telstra's least is a lot more expensive than Joe Blow's internet's least.
Yeah, but up until this point of my experience with Telstra, everything else has been like exemplary in terms of speed and connection and how much connection is everywhere, even in like Kalgoorlie and things like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I pay extra for better connection, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I-
lots of people
I
who
would
buy
totally,
that.
I
Yeah.
would totally not.
But
Okay.
it can't be that many people are surely got to realize now. Oh, if my Netflix doesn't work,
Some people.
that's
yeah.
bad.
And like
Some people
Optus
don't
is
care
cheaper
about
and still a
Netflix.
bigger company. But, like,
Yeah.
But then Optus owns TPG, and Telstra owns a lot of these other little guys.
do you reckon?
do they?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, totally.
Anyway, that's it for the NBN in our technology section. Let us know what you thought about the new structure of the podcast. It's pretty much the same, but it's a little bit different. But I think we thrived in it because I think this is the most I've laughed in any podcast ever. What about you guys?
Yeah. I think I sounded dumb in most sections.
Oh,
Hey now.
You had the.
Don't
you're an
talk about
all-star.
yourself like that.
Be like that. Hey now.
Wait, okay. This is the last thing I swear. But have you heard the conspiracy theory that there's always a member of Smash Mouth who's blind and it transfers between them? And that if you ever see a photo of Smash Mouth, one of them's always got their eyes closed.
Oh.
Look up photo.
Blind people don't
Wow.
have their eyes
Like,
closed
go-
all the time.
So, like, I might be saying it wrong, but go to Reddit and look up.
Well,
like,
of course he
Smash
can't
Mouth
see.
fan.
He's got his eyes closed.
Oh, man, there's some weird things on Reddit.
This is not the weird section.
Oh,
Ollie.
sorry.
Sorry, this was the complaining section. That's what it should be called.
yeah,
The
right.
complaining.
I've
You
got
know
a
what
I've got
grinds
a
my
problem with
gears?
this. Yeah.
Air your grievances section.
Okay.
Yes.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Trendsettings episode.
Out there protecting sexual harassment before we all
67.
know about it.
We are Group Settings. This is Trend Settings. Subscribe, share, like, feel what you want. My name is Ali.
2 to go till the big celebration.
Yeah.
I'm Jono.
69. Ev.
My name is Chris.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Sorry we were so late this week, but you
We're
know,
late every
work
week.
and stuff. We were later
You
than
should
usual.
You
Stop.
should be used
You
to
should
this
stop
by now.
apologizing.
You should be used to it.